Hi guys, Jamie Hinks here from DraftKings. I've got a new feature for you this week where I look at some of the best stacks that you can get in the Premier League this weekend. So what is a stack, for those of you that don't know what it is? Basically, it's when you get two players from the same team who you think are going to win and you try and take advantage of the play between those two. So let's get into the stacks now. First up, I've gone for Joe Allen and Wilfried Bony. Allen had an assist on both of Wilfried Bony's goals on Monday night. Allen only 6,300, Boney only 6,400. So with those two there, you're getting, they cost around the same amount as a Messi or Ronaldo do on a La Liga slate. Not that I'm saying that these two are anywhere near as good as those two players, but you're getting two players for the price of one, basically. Look up for the lineup announcement on when the teams come out for Stoke on Saturday, because I think there is really a particular advantage if Shaqiri doesn't end up playing, because Allen will take over those set pieces that Shaqiri would have been taking otherwise. Allen playing as a number 10, Mark Hughes is absolutely loving him in that position, and he is really enjoying it. Boney, I feel like when he starts scoring, which he has now, there's going to be a lot of goals in him, and they're against a West Ham defence that don't mind you scoring goals on them, let's just say that. So the second stack, it's an expensive one. Eden Hazard at 9,100 and Diego Costa at 8,400. Whilst these two haven't actually hooked up for a lot of goals between them, they do tend to both score a lot of points when they both play in the same games. So Costa's the top Premier League scorer on 8 goals this season. I think you can rely on him to score goals every single time he pulls on a Chelsea shirt. Hazard, on the other hand, 17.8 fantasy points per game. It's the best of any Chelsea player. He looks to have rediscovered that form that he had under Jose Mourinho. It was only 2 seasons ago that he was Player of the Year, remember? Scrub out the one from last season and just think of this season. Get Hazard and Costa in your lineup and see what else you can get around that. So the third one along, it's another very expensive stack, expensive taste I've got obviously this week. Kevin De Bruyne, 8,900, and Sergio Aguero, 9,200. De Bruyne's fit again, that gives Aguero an uplift straight away. De Bruyne leading the Premier League, 5 assists, 14.8 fantasy points per game. And the only other player in City's team who has a better average than that, you've guessed it, it's Aguero. 15 fantasy points, 5,000? 15 fantasy points per game. Aguero has a goal or an assist in his last 2 games. I think combining these two in a home game against Middlesbrough, you're going to be seeing a return just from these two players of sort of at least 40 points. I'd be unhappy if they don't get that combined. You may even get 70 if they both break out. Also, a little thing to think about at the end, both of these two are actually in the top 10 for shooting in the Premier League. De Bruyne, 3.2 shots per game. Aguero, 4.5 shots per game. So you're getting some real performance here. Zlatan's the only other one who actually outranks Aguero. So to finish things off, I've got a low value one so that if you decide to take these really expensive guys from Chelsea or Man City, you've got the money left over and you can take this one, which is Andre Gray, 5,900, and Johann Berg Gudmundsson of Burnley, 5,600. Both of them of Burnley, sorry. They're playing Crystal Palace this week, my team, but Palace haven't kept a clean sheet yet this season. Don't see that happening away at Burnley. They're very strong at home, and the defending last week by Palace was particularly poor. So what you're going to do, you're going to get the guy in there who's been out for a few games, really looking to return to form. That's Andre Gray. He's going to want to get back on that scoring trail. As I say, he had 23 goals and 8 assists last season, which people may have forgotten about because he hasn't played for a few games, but he's the real thing. Johann Berg Gudmundsson, meanwhile, he's hit double-digit fantasy points in his last 2 starts, and he's responsible for most of the production from Burnley's midfield. It's not a particularly productive midfield, but they tend to get 1 or 2 goals at home. I think these two are going to be the best place to get it this week. Maybe even think about Steven Defour alongside Gray if you want to, but I personally think Gudmundsson and Gray, you're sorted. So guys, that's my 4 stacks of the week. Make sure you enter some contests on DraftKings this Saturday, and hit me up on Twitter if you've got any comments to make on these. It's at Jamie Hinks DK. Thank you very much.